Hey everybody, it's Kate Beaters. What day is it? Tuesday. How are you? If you're there, let me know you can hear me. I'm just going to put my glasses on for a moment, make sure everyone can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. Let's see, close this up, man. All sorts of things pop up when you do this. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. So I know that everything is working beautifully. I get a yay! Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, so today I thought we'd do a really cool topic in terms of kind of thinking about kickstarting 2019, which is really important. So I'm happy to be here with all of you, and I'm just getting my settings all set, and glad everybody can hear me. Yay! You hear me? Yay! Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so I am here, and I've been wanting to do this, do a Facebook Live, kind of to celebrate 2018 and kickstart 2019. And I would have done it last week, but I was in Cancun last week, so I couldn't do it. And gone are the days, you used to go away when you were younger and you'd smear all the baby oil on you and just try to get as brown as you could. And now, with like, what is it, like the setting at like a 70, so you don't get too strong sun, and you sit under the umbrellas and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I did. The only proof I do have is I found my bottle of water, and let me just put my glasses on. So this is actually from hi Lynn. This is from Cancun, so it's Epura. So this does prove, even though I don't look really dark right now or tanned, it is from Cancun. And if anyone speaks Spanish, can you see who that is? Wait, does anyone know who that is? Can you see real close? He's in their bottle of water in Cancun. So, and it says ama tu queer CUERP, and I did not look up to see what that is. But if anyone knows what that is, please tell me. And if you can't tell who that is, that's Ricky Martin. He's on their bottled water. So that proves I was actually away. I was leading the retreat in Cancun. It was absolutely phenomenally gorgeous. If you haven't checked out my pictures, check out my pictures. Just beautiful there. So this Facebook Live is going to be a bit interactive. So I'm hoping all of you listening will participate, because I want to do some stuff to celebrate 2018, kickstart 2019, and we're going to do some tapping too. We've never tapped before. It's kind of cool, and you'll enjoy it. So please say hi. Let me know who's here. And if you're listening to the live version, type in a number 1. Let me know who you are, where you're from. If you're listening to the replay, please put a 2 in, because that helps me know for times and all that when I do future Facebook Lives. So what I want to start off with is really to kind of celebrate 2018 and thinking about all the good stuff that has happened, because I'm sure you had a lot of good stuff when you think about the past year, whatever that might be. And I always believe it's really important, whether I like to look at it like, positive and appreciation. That's how I personally teach it. Some people teach it as gratitude, what are you grateful for? And I'm going to say for this Facebook Live, I'm not going to get into all the big differences right now, but I'm just going to ask you to think about what you are feeling really positive of from last year, or what you're appreciating from last year, or if you want to use the word grateful, whatever that might be. And please share it in this thread on Facebook, because I'm going to do some celebratory tapping. So I will throw in some things on my own, but if you've got something you want to add, please do. And I'm going to show you the biggest thing I'm grateful for. Can you guys see my girl? Oops, there she is. There's my girl. I'm most grateful for her. So anyways, so let me see. Does anybody want to add anything that they're grateful for? So because we're going to tap this in, so if there's anything you can think of that you're feeling really good, celebratory from 2018, please post it, because I'm going to include that in the tapping round. And some things just to kind of share with you what I'm really grateful for, or feeling positive of, top of head, is, of course, like I just showed you my girl, I'm feeling really positive about her, and it's so appreciative that she's in my life. I'm appreciative for my health. I'm appreciative for my clients, for my business. The fact that I was just able to go away and host a retreat in Cancun, I'm feeling really appreciative of that. got great coaches, feeling really appreciative of that, have an amazing team. So if you're listening, team, I'm appreciative of you. So those are just a few of the things top of mind that just pop up that I'm feeling really appreciative of. I'm also feeling appreciative that I look out right now and the sun is out. That feels really good in the middle of January to see the sun out. So if anybody wants to add anything, we're going to do a round of tapping. And again, if you're joining, please say hi. Let me know who you are, where you're from. And if you're listening live, type in number 1. If you're listening replay, number 2, just so I know for time. And I want to do a round of celebratory tapping. And so if you've never tapped with me or never experienced tapping, just kind of in a nutshell, tapping is a really, really powerful mindset technique. I happen to be one of the leading experts in, spent tens of thousands of dollars learning to be really, really amazing at it. And I love it because the results just happen so quickly, and it's the most gentle technique I know, the most powerful technique. If there was something better, I would have spent my tens of thousands learning how to use that, because I'm all about results. But I love this because it is very gentle but powerful. And I want to show you how you can actually experience it with celebration. So that's what we're going to do first off. And what tapping is, because it's a Facebook Live, I'm not going to go into a huge long explanation. Come to one of my events or come to work with me and I'll go into more detail. But really, it's a mindset technique. It looks a lot like Simon Says. I'm going to tell you where to tap, and you'll be tapping with your fingertips and tell you what to say, and you'll just repeat after me. It's meant to be very gentle. So I always tell people, if for some reason it bothers you, just simply stop. Be responsible for your own well-being. So let me just see, is there anything anybody wants me to add in for this round of celebratory tapping? And I'm happy to do that. Anybody have anything they want to add in? Like just something you're feeling really positive about from 2018 or grateful from 2018? Anything you can think of? Well, I'm just going to throw some things in just to keep this moving along. And what was I going to say? So again, if you've never tapped before, it's going to look funny and goofy, and it is what it is, but understand it's so powerful. It's pretty amazing. So again, what I want everyone to do before we start tapping is we're going to do a little quick neuroscience exercise. And I want you to just do a nice big yawn and a stretch, and the kind of yawn, like if your teachers or parents were around, they'd be like, don't yawn like that in public, but nobody can see you, so it's quite all right. And I want you to do a nice big yawn and a stretch, kind of like this. Oh, and it just feels really good. Doesn't it feel really good just to kind of stretch and feel yourself get really long and just kind of loosen up those muscles and the shoulder and all that? Okay, so go ahead and do that when we're going to just start some tapping. And so you're going to use 2 fingers, kind of like, I think the Girl Scouts or Brownies. One of them was 2, was 3. I don't remember one of them. So it was when I was a kid, I don't remember. But you're going to use 2 fingers. You're going to tap where I tell you to tap, and you're going to repeat after me. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some things that I think, that I'm feeling really positive about from this past year. I'm celebrating. Maybe you are too, but you'll still benefit from it even if these aren't your exact celebrations. So let's just start with the eyebrow points and just tap where I tell you to tap. If you wear glasses, I recommend taking them off for this because it's kind of hard to get to some of the points. So let's start right at the eyebrow points. And again, just repeat after me. I've got so much to celebrate. And you're going to move to the outer eyebrow. So much to celebrate from last year. And then you repeat after me. And then under your eye. I'm taking this time. And then you move to under the nose to honor me. And then your chin point and everything I've accomplished this past year. Because I do, and then you go into your collarbone, which is about an inch below your shoulder bone. Because I do have so much to celebrate. And then underarm. I've got so much to celebrate. And then the liver point, which is right below like your underwire or 4 inches below the nipple, I've got so much to celebrate. And then wrist point, and I want to take this time right now, top of the head, to honor what an amazing year I had. And then inner eye and all I've accomplished. So many celebrations. And then under eye, so many new people in my life. Under nose, and good friends who've stayed on. Chin point, and my 4-legged family members, collarbone, who mean the world to me. And then underarm, great mentors and coaches. And then liver point, all the amazing clients I work with. Wrist point, all the opportunities that have come my way. And top of the head, all my successes. And then back to inner eye. I'm taking this time right now to honor me and under eye and all that has come into my life. It's so important to do that, to acknowledge each and everything as it enhances my experience. Underarm makes me happy. Liver point feels really good to acknowledge, knowing as I do, and then top of the head, more will come my way. Okay, so take a nice deep breath. Didn't that feel good? I always love tapping. I always feel so good after. And are you even feeling excited? Maybe you even thought of some more things that you want to honor that have happened to you over this past year. So go ahead and write those things down. They're all really, really good stuff. So it's so important too to take this time to do it, because the way laws of attraction work is that the more you focus on all the good stuff going on in your life, oh, thank you for the hearts, the more good stuff that comes back in your life. All right. And people tend to focus on the negative, especially, everything going on in the world today. It's so easy to focus on the negative. And I want to pull you back and have you really focus on all the good stuff that's going on. Maybe somebody was kind to you in a store. Maybe when you picked up calling for help somewhere, the person on the other end of the phone was helpful, whatever it is. But take that time to acknowledge that, because that's what makes a difference in your experience. And the more you focus on all the good stuff, the more good stuff that comes into your life. So that's why I wanted to start off with some positive tapping, to have you start thinking about all the good things, because I promise you, I just gave you like a minute to think about things. But if you were to spend more time, if you were to go off on your own, you would have a list a mile long of all the really good things that have been happening for you. Some huge, and some might just be incidental, that maybe somebody's holding the door for you, or whatever the heck it is. Someone let you cut in front of them in line, or let you cut into their lane, whatever the heck that stuff is. Those are all things that help create a really positive experience into your life. So the next thing I want to do is have you start thinking about 2019, which you've already started. And like I said, it's like actually a really good time to start, because all the holiday hullabaloo is kind of over. Things are settling down back to normal. So what do you want to really accomplish this year? And take a moment. You might want to write it down. What are some of the really cool things that you want to bring into your life? Whether it's work related, whether it's personal, it doesn't really matter. What are some of the cool things that you'd like to bring into your life? So go ahead, write them down. And if you want to post them on the thread, please do. So share them, kind of get them out into the world. And again, I'm still waiting. If someone wants to tell me what this means in Spanish from my bottle of water that I got on my retreat in Cancun. Ama tu cuerpo with Ricky Martin. So if anybody wants to tell me what that means, awesome. So after you've been thinking about it, write it down, because I'm a big believer in deliberately creating. And that means, because especially time will fly by so fast, if you don't take time to sit there and say, what is it I really want to create? What do I want my life to look like? If you don't take that time, then the year will pass by. Like maybe 2018 passed by, and things that you would have liked to accomplish, you didn't. So take the time right now, and what do you really want to accomplish in your life? Again, personal, work, family, health, spiritual, financial, whatever the heck it is, what does it look like? And write those things down. And I would love for you to share them in the thread. And then what I want you to think about is, so what could possibly be in the way of you actually achieving those things? So maybe, you want to write a book. Like I just, wrote my book last year, Go or Don't Go. Maybe you're sitting there going like, I want to write a book, but, I don't know if I have the time, and it might be a lot of work, and, who's going to help me? And what if nobody likes it? And you get all these things popping up for you. So take a moment and write down, your fears, whether they're real fears or whether they're perceived fears, of what could possibly get in the way of you achieving these things. Maybe you don't know how to do it. Maybe you feel like you don't have the resources or the time or the money or the support behind you to say, go, you can do it. Whatever it is, write that stuff down, because those things will get in the way. As much as you really want something to happen, so let's say you really want to write that book this year, and as much as you really want that to happen, if you've got those blocks in the way, it's kind of like you're going like this. You're going to keep hitting that wall because your emotional blocks, the things you're thinking about, those fears, those doubts, those old stories are so much more powerful than how much you want something, that they can get in the way unless you know how to work through it. Okay, so that's why all those people, like this time of year, if you belong to a gym, you go and it's like a madhouse. It's super crowded. You can't find parking. You can't find, a space in the locker room. The classes are jammed. The machines are all taken. And that's all the New Year's resolution people, right? They all sign up. They're all ready to go, and they pay their membership, or they do the trial thing, whatever. And it's crazy for about 6 weeks. And then after that, it goes back to normal. And that's because all their fears and doubts started popping up. Things like, this is taking too much time, and I have to drive in the dark, and now I can't eat the things I really love, like cheesecake or pretzels or beer or whatever the heck it is you really like. And my friends are hassling me, and I'm not seeing results quickly, or I'm tired after my day of working, or I'm tired I don't want to have to get up early to go to the gym. So whatever the things you're thinking about, those things hold you back. And that's why all those people, they set these New Year's resolutions and then they leave, because their fears and doubts are so powerful, and their old stories, like, I've tried this before and it's never worked. So same thing with your dreams and visions for this year, that you have to acknowledge them and say, okay, they're there, right? The fear, I don't know how to do it, or I've never done it before, or I don't have a coach or mentor to help me. Whatever that it is, write that stuff down. And we're going to do a round of tapping on that just to help start shaking that out. And if there's anything you want to put in the post here for me to see, please do that before we start. Put my glasses on so I can just see. So I want to just remind you that, tapping is meant to be very gentle. So if it does bother you, just simply stop. No one's forcing you to tap. If you don't like it, then just don't tap. So I want to do, unless anybody had something special that they wanted to add, I'm just going to kind of do, from my years of experience, just what I know of fears and doubts and things that pop up for people that get in the way. And we're just going to do a round of tapping on it. And I want to remind you that we're going to start shaking things up, which is good. You may notice some things popping up as we're tapping. That's great. Write them down. Maybe some new fears and doubts pop up. Again, that's great. Write it down, because those are things that just need to be cleared up and worked out, right? So that it's important to do that. And the other thing is to realize that we're just starting it. We're kind of just cracking, the tip of the iceberg. And there are going to be some of you that say, like, hey, this is my time to work through things, my time to clear things out. So if that's the case, reach out, email me, info@katebeaters.com, and my team will find a time for us to connect. And whether you're looking for private coaching, or you want to come to one of my events, or Michelle, you're posting gobbledygook. So I'm looking at, but anyways, whatever it is that you are, I'm seeing all this gobbledygook. Maybe one of her kids got a hold of her computer. But anyways, whatever it is, you might be ready to start getting some help and support. So if that's the case, just email it to my team, info@katebeaters.com. Let's work through this. And in the meantime, let's do a round of tapping just to start shaking off, as a jump start shaking off some of these fears and doubts as you're moving into 2019. So we're going to start on the karate chop. Again, follow along with me. Repeat after me, just kind of like Simon says. And so a couple of fingers hitting the side of the hand. It doesn't matter if you want to go this way, right or left-handed, whatever your choice is. So just repeat after me. Even though I've got all these fears and doubts, so repeating after me. I hear it when I'm speaking live or doing a coaching call. I hear everyone right after. So I'm hoping you guys are doing that. About these things coming true, I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though I've got all these fears and doubts, wondering if these things will come true. I hope they do, but I have 1,000,001 reasons why they may not. I want to find a way to love and accept myself. Even though I've got these fears and doubts, and whether these fears or doubts are right or wrong, good or bad, valid or invalid, conscious or subconscious, I want to find a way to love and accept myself and work through them. Okay, shake your hands out like you got them wet and no towels to wipe them on. And we're going to go back to the points on the face and body that we used before. Okay, and we're just going to say the same thing for the first few points. So inner eyebrow, all these fears. And repeat after me. Outer eyebrow, all these fears. Under eye, all these fears. Under nose, all these fears. Chin point, all these fears. Collarbone, all these fears. Liver point, all these fears. Wrist point, all these fears. Top of the head, all these fears. And back to inner eye. I've got these fears and doubts. Outer eye, these old stories. Under eye, these things I tell myself. Under nose, of why it won't come true. Chin point, maybe I don't know enough. Collarbone, maybe I don't have the resources. Maybe I don't have the time. Liver point, maybe I don't have the money. Collarbone, maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too young. Maybe there's too much competition. Maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe it's just not going to happen. All these fears and doubts. And I have a million more if you gave me time. All these reasons why I don't think it'll happen. Maybe some are true. Maybe some aren't. What if this year I could find a way to work through these fears and doubts, to get the support I need, to get the help I need, to get the answers I need, to really reach these things I desire, these things I really want, these things I deserve, and top of the head, while I keep myself safe. Okay, deep breath, everybody. Let it out slowly. Didn't that feel good? You know, I always find that sometimes when you're tapping, I always feel so good and relaxed. And sometimes things pop up. Again, write them down if things popped up. Those are just things we need to work on and all that. So what you need to understand is that as much as you might want something, your limiting beliefs, which are beliefs about how you show up in relationships to the outside world, things like nobody in my town, nobody in my community, nobody in my religion, nobody in my city, nobody in my family, no women don't, men don't, things like that, those hold you back. And you've got a zillion of those stories that you keep replaying. Same with your core beliefs. I'm not smart enough. I'm too young. I'm too old. I don't know enough. All the things you tell about yourself, those things hold you back. And about what you believe, who you are, how you show up in the world. So all those things hold you back. So it's got nothing to do with how smart you are or how hard you work. It's all these beliefs, these stories that hold you back. And they hold you back. And that's so year after year, you keep trying these things, like that example about the person wanting to go to the gym, that so many people, they try to go to the gym, you know, each year they try, and each year, 6 weeks later, the New Year's resolution is gone. They try, they fail, they try, they fail. And what happens is the self-confidence keeps eroding and eroding and eroding, because each year you tell yourself, but I've tried before, it's never worked. I've tried before, it never worked. I tried to write a book last year, it didn't work. I tried to write a book the year before, it didn't work. You keep telling yourself this stuff over and over and over again, and all you do is focus on your failures. And so instead of your self-confidence and these things actually happening, it goes backwards and it erodes. So it's really, really important to be aware of all this stuff, work through it. I'm committed to helping you. And when you're at that place that you know that it's time for you, please reach out to my team, info@katebeaters.com. Let's help you work through all this stuff, whether it's through private coaching, whether it's at one of my events, however I can be of service to you. But in the meantime, you know, be aware of this stuff. and understand that your stories can change. As I always like to say at my events, I always say it's time to return your old story to the library and write a new one. Don't you think it's time? So until we meet again, be brilliant. Bye now.